Welcome to Double E Elevating Entrepreneurs. I'm here tonight with Trey. He's the owner of Dank Vodka, which is a really exciting brand. He actually started it during the pandemic, which is inspiring, and he's grown so much that now his product is in over 200 stores, which is really, really exciting. Why don't you go ahead and say hello and introduce yourself?
Hello, so my name is Trea Feist, and as Elizabeth said, I'm the founder and CEO of Dank Vodka, where we are the world's first terpene liquor brand.
That's so awesome. Yeah, so tell everybody what that means.
So terpenes are just natural organic compounds. You can find them in a lot of your citrus fruits, plants. Every essential oil has terpenes, but they're literally in everything. Everything that has a smell or a scent to it is a terpene, but they're aromatic, flavorful, naturally sweet, very healthy for us, but there's no health benefits in liquor, obviously.
Yeah, but he added a little bit that way. So this is awesome. This is an example of what one of the bottles would look like if you were to purchase it.
Oh, yeah.
Where can people find your product?
Currently at every Total Wine in DFW. We're working on Total Wines for across the state, as well as specs. So we have some specs in DFW, but if you go to dankspirits.com, we have a locations tab, so you can find all the bars and all the retail stores.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your journey into entrepreneurship. How did you get started?
So I started off bartending back in 2011 and ventured into craft cocktails around 2015, started bar managing, started running doing beverage consulting, doing staff trainings, and I watched a show called Bon Appetit. And
Sounds funny. Entertaining.
Cool. Yeah. And I saw them playing around with a lot of cannabis stuff with food, and I was like, well, shit, we can do the same thing with cocktails.
Right.
But after doing all the beverage consulting, I wanted to start my own bar, and just kind of thought a little bit deeper into it and decided to do a liquor brand instead.
Smart man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you choose that for the audience listening?
I guess I saw Tito's get that big check. But
Less overhead too, right?
yeah, it's a lot
You
easier.
don't have to be there all the time.
Well, I have bad feet, so
Oh, okay. I remember you telling me that.
yeah, it sucks.
Sorry.
But they're a lot better now. But whenever
good.
I was starting all this, I knew I couldn't bartend for
Forever.
4, 5, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a lot easier.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
That's so smart.
But yeah, so wrote a business plan. Had no idea what I was doing. I wrote a business plan that one of my old bar managers had given me, and I just kind of got to it and found some investors, found terpenes online, started mixing them up, and found a distiller, and now here we are.
That's so cool. What are some tips you have for people in doing a business plan from your experience, not having experience? What helped you kind of organize that?
I just asked everybody I knew questions, a lot of Google, but a lot of advisors, just asking people that had kind of already been through it. But just really doing the research myself. Once I started doing it, I was like, okay, I could probably ask this person for some help. And then I would ask them something, and they would lead me to somebody else, and it was like a domino effect, So everything just started to fall into place as it should have.
Yeah, you just really wanted to make it happen. So when you're an entrepreneur and you want it to work, you make it happen.
Yeah.
Whoever you got to reach out to.
You get a little desperate.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good though.
You have to get desperate.
Yeah,
I mean,
it makes it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. So tell us a little bit about, what it looks like initial stages as you were growing. So how did you find the distillers? How did you find these people to kind of help make your brand happen?
So as I wrote the business plan, I was looking for investors.
Oh, yeah, and you have investors, which is really cool. Yeah.
So I was just reaching out to random people. I went through my phone book, and I was just trying to find anybody I possibly could to reach out to. I ran into a CBD company, and I went to them thinking that they were going to invest, but they were talking about marketing, and they asked where I was going to get it made at.
Okay.
I was like, I can't pay all for money. But they hooked me up with a place called Backwoods Distillery, and kind of went from there. Once I found the distillery, started getting samples, and then the investors just showed up. It was kind of like a miracle.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Did you have a certain approach that helped you win over those investors, or did you kind of just let them try your product, or kind of how did that initial contact go?
A lot of confidence, I guess I would say.
Okay, yeah.
I just showed them the business plan, and it was a really well-structured business plan, but I mean, the fact that nobody had ever done terpenes before, they didn't know what they were. And once I explained it to them, and it's like, hey, man, like, nobody's done this.
Yeah.
You know, like, nobody.
You're an OG.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, they just believed in it, and then
Yeah.
they saw my passion and my drive behind it, and that's pretty much what most of them have said. Like,
Yeah.
we really liked you, man, but, like, we saw you had something, and, like, we could tell you're passionate about this.
Yeah. When your eyes light up about something, people tend to buy in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. So, as you were building your brand, you know, there was a pandemic. What made you start it during the pandemic? Like, what made you have that confidence to start it during a challenging time for a lot of people?
Well, I was supposed to launch in April.
Okay.
So I had gotten everything together in December of 2019. So I was like, okay, like January, February, but we got put on hold by TBC for 5.5 months because they didn't know what terpenes were.
Yes, and you're FDA approved, right? Is what I saw.
Yeah. So our terps are FDA approved. There's no THC, no CBD, no hemp. They're all citrus based. That's added to cannabis for extra aroma and medicinal properties. But TABC just, I guess, didn't know what they were.
They were confused.
Yeah, we had to send so many affidavits and get what are they called? Notary, to get notaries.
Yep.
And
I'm a notary, actually.
and they had to come sign, or we had to sign bottles saying that there was no THC in it. And so that put us on hold until about March.
Okay.
And in March, everything was kind of getting crazy.
Yeah. I remember.
Yep. So May was coming around, or April was coming around. Oh, wait. Is it March or April?
April.
Yeah, April. So, yeah.
You got it right.
Yeah. But April came around, everything shut down. And so I was kind of, stuck. And sat around for about a month. I did a lot of fishing over that month.
Nice. A little jealous, just chilling, fishing. Okay.
But then in May, I got out and I said, man, we have to launch it now. And I had people telling me to sit on it for 6-9 months, wait till everything opened up, and I was like,
no,
no. Like I started this to do it now.
Right. Aren't you thankful you did that?
Hell yeah. Sorry, I don't know if we can say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're good.
But yeah, it was a little difficult getting started. I mean, I launched in the pandemic when, bars and restaurants, bars are closed, restaurants are at 50-25%.
Sure.
Liquor stores can only have a certain amount of people in there. So, they'd see me walk in. I'd come into a bar, and I'm a bartender before by trade, so everybody knew what I was doing. And I would walk in, and they would just tell me to leave. Because they're trying to sell them a product, so I would just give them bottles, tell them drink it. If it gives you a hangover, then don't put it on your shelf.
Yeah, smart. You gave a lot for free.
Yeah,
give a lot out. That's a great tip, though. When you get started, you just kind of have to give it away, and what you give out normally comes back.
I gave tons of bottles away.
Yeah.
Especially when I would travel down to Austin and South Padre, people would be trying to give me cash for them. I'd be like, it's all right. Just remember this.
Just remember this.
Drink it if you find it on a shelf somewhere.
Take a selfie with me with my brand so you remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, it was a little difficult getting going. But
were those your biggest challenges? So like starting during a pandemic and the FDA kind of holding you guys up a little bit?
That, and I lost my investors right when COVID happened.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I went unfunded for like a year, almost a year and a half.
So how did you make it happen?
Just sold liquor.
Just kept selling. You're like, I already got this.
I couldn't fail. I had built something that was like my retirement plan, so I was like, I can't fail on this. So you have to make it work. So I had a bunch of stock and inventory. I just didn't have any money behind it to push it. So I didn't have any money for my salary. I didn't have any money for marketing, doing bar spins. Like I had nothing. And so I just relied on a lot of my bar contacts, but really people bought it because it was good. Like I went in and they were like, man, we were going to pick it up just because you're our friend, but your stuff's really good. Nice. And I was like, well, thank you.
How did you figure out how to make it? Like how to do the right ratio, and how does your distilling process work?
When I was doing it, it was just me and my buddy kind of blending up some vodka and not really making a whole lot. We took it to some people and told them what we wanted. Like, hey, we want it, made like this, distilled this way. But we filter this for 72 hours through carbon filters. Then we distill it, or blend in our terps. Then we distill it 6 times, and then we run our still constantly for about 4 hours.
Wow.
So everybody just distills it 6 times, calls it vodka. But I wanted something that was, the definition of vodka, odorless and flavorless, but with a little modern hint of terpenes. So to get it that way, you're just, like, technically if you filter it for like, it's distill it. So if you just constantly run your still for 24 hours, which that's a lot more expensive to do, it'll make it just odorless and flavorless. But that's the way this one is. It's very, very, very clean.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So do you have investors now? Did you win?
Oh, yeah.
Back? So tell us about that journey.
Yeah. So, they backed out, and I had a horrible
How did you
contract.
feel then? Like, when that happened? Like, what was going through your mind at that point?
I was kind of glad because I really didn't like them that much.
At least he was honest.
They'd
folks.
always given me
Honest.
problems. Yeah. But it really scared me because I had to find an amount of money to pay them back within 30 days, or else they could completely take my company.
Wow.
It was a bad contract I was in.
Okay.
Like, my lawyer looked at it and he said, I've been doing
30 days?
Yeah. He said, I've been doing law work for 30 years. And he said, I've never seen a contract this jacked up.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have really proper legal counsel.
Sure. But you learned a lot from it.
Learned a lot, yeah.
So what did you do better the second time?
Well, my new advisor, lawyer, and investor is my legal counsel and advisor now. So he walks me through. He taught me a lot about law and contracts and corporate structures. But, yeah, I have him help me now. Before, I didn't really have any legal counsel. It was kind of just me, like, okay, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So you would advise someone that's wanting to start their own brand to kind of seek out proper legal counsel and get the help to avoid your mistake.
That was one of my biggest mistakes, was not knowing contracts and just kind of going with it. I went with a lawyer, and they said, yeah, that looks good. And I said, all right, cool, go with it.
Yeah. There's a lot of confusing language.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because we're not lawyers. I'm like, what does this mean? And therefore, and then as stated in the article above.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what does that article mean, though? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but it was rough. But I went for about a year and a half without being funded. And I had these new guys come in to pay off. So my new lawyer, my parents' neighbor, and then another guy came in to help pay the old investors off, but then we had to find new funds. So that took me about a year and 4 months or so.
Okay.
And during that time, I just lived off the distribution checks and kind of made it work. I just sold.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Are you thankful that you didn't give up back then?
Oh, yeah. I mean, people used to ask me, where will you fail? And I said, I won't unless I give up.
Right,
I'm
absolutely.
not giving up because this is my baby.
Yeah. What tips do you have for people out there that are struggling right now? Like, they're starting a business and it's been hard and they're going through challenges and they might hit some pretty intense roadblocks. What kind of helped you? I mean, I know you said it was your retirement, so that was a big driving force for you. But what other things kind of helped your mentality and keep you going forward?
Well, I have a daughter. It's kind of what I built this whole company around, was so that she had something to grow up to.
Yeah.
That was a lot of motivation. But just keeping hope and keeping my faith and praying a lot and just knowing that I made it this far, like, it's not going to fail.
Yeah.
If you keep going, like, if you sit at home on your ass and play Xbox all day, it's going to probably, I'm sitting here watching Netflix, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep moving forward and keep progressing, then, it's bound to do good eventually.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's so cool. So you really wanted her to have, like, an example, right, of you out there winning, making your dreams come true, and building a brand.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. So tell us, where does the name come from?
So I am a longtime cannabis activist.
Okay.
But when I was younger and I would smoke, we'd get some really good weed and be like, man, that was dank. And as I got older, I would use it for like, man, that was a dank ass party last night, or you know, that was a dank steak, and just kind of became slang.
I love
But
it.
took a shot of Ghost Tequila, and I was like, oh shit, that was dank.
Yeah.
And it clicked in my. This is like 2 weeks after watching Bong Appetit, and I'd seen all the terpenes, and I was like, what's terpenes? And I'd looked them up, and I was like, oh, that's tight. We could do something with like cocktails and stuff. And
That's cool.
I took the shot, and I was like, we're gonna do terpene liquor. It was originally Dank Tequila, and switched that to Dank Vodka after market research.
Yeah. Okay. So market research, did you conduct that by yourself, or?
Yeah, just researching a lot of what people are drinking. And
That's surprising. More people drink vodka than tequila?
Anything else, yeah. Vodka is the most drank spirit, at least in America, but I believe in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that works for me because I'm not a big tequila person. I think it's gross.
Yeah, it's the cleanest, and then like I guess the healthiest if you know people are trying to drink healthier, doesn't have sugars and all the extra stuff.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the flavor of your product.
So like I said before, we filter it and we distill it properly so there's no grainy odors or smell. Doesn't burn your throat, but you get a nice lemon zest on the nose. And I've gotten everything from lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, tangerine, fruity pebbles, mint. I think that's it. But I've gotten all of those different flavors over the past couple of years.
Wow.
It's the only product I've ever worked with that's like that you can taste it on so many different people, and every person has a different taste.
Interesting. So why is that, just people's taste buds, or?
I've said it's the terpenes just kind of appreciate your taste buds. Like, so do you like mint? And they're like, yeah, I really like mint. I was like, I've gotten mint 14 times. I've counted them because it's really weird. I'm like, what, mint?
Yeah. What do you taste?
I smell lemon. I taste a lot of orange. I'll get the fruity pebbles every now and then. But a lot of lemon and orange for me. But I've gotten people that taste lemon and lime, and some people say as it sits on the rocks, because I made it to be a sipping vodka.
Okay. I was going to ask that question. Okay.
But as it sits on the rocks, it'll kind of, the longer it sits, the better it gets. Kind of thing. So I've had people tell me it tastes lemony, and then they're like, man, it tastes lemon limony, and they're like, no, it tastes orange. And I'm like, do you like all of that? And they're like, oh yeah, I love it. And I'm like, okay, cool.
It's like fine vodka, better with age.
But it's unique, it's different. I've never had so many people just really like a spirit. Because I've bartended for a long time, and I'd never seen this many people like hate whiskey or hate vodka that are like total whiskey and tequila drinkers that are like, damn, that's the best vodka I've ever had. I would never buy it because I hate vodka, but that's pretty damn good. I'll tell my wife about it. Like, thanks, man.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I love that. So when you were, since you're talking about the market research, because I think this will help a lot of people, how much time, like how many different things did you look at? Like, did you get feedback from people as well, or you were just kind of doing more Google searches, or?
It was a lot of Google search. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the internet you can find.
True. Google's your best friend.
Yeah. You just have to dig, do a lot of cross-referencing. Okay. But, I mean, it's a lot of Google.
A lot of
Google.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different pages you can find on Google too.
Okay.
But Google was my best friend.
Google was your best friend?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I mean, I had a little bit of help from the bar industry. Just being in it actively while I was doing it. So
so you started it while you were still working?
I was telling people about it for like a year before I even started it.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So you were already like forming that idea, doing your research, building your business plan while you had the job, while you were bartending?
No, I didn't start the business plan until like February 2019. Okay. But for like a year and a half before that, I was just telling everybody about it.
What you were going to put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody's like, that sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. And
so you're already spreading like the word of mouth
like
about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just kind of getting feedback, putting feelers out there to see like how people would respond to it.
Yeah. People liked it.
So tell us about, how did you transition like out of working and then just doing your business? Because you do it full time now.
Yeah. I just dropped everything and took
You
the
just
leap.
dropped it. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people transition. Some people take the leap.
No.
How did that feel, taking the
I loved
leap?
it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I remember so I got let go from quite a few of my jobs.
Hey, it's okay.
Some because I just got mad and I was like, man, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go somewhere else. And 'cause I knew I could get a job anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of different reasons as why I left places.
Sure. It's up to you whether you want to share it or not. It's okay.
It's a long story.
Long story
Every time.
for another day.
Yeah. But the last place that I had managed, huge nightclub, and I was getting tired of it, and they you could tell I was done. And I'd been there for a year, and it just wore me out.
Yeah.
And
I can imagine.
Dude, it was horrible.
Night scene?
Yeah,
No,
staying out
thanks.
till 5, getting home at 6,
Oh,
and
no
getting
thanks.
back up to go back to work at 2.
No, thanks.
Yeah, it was horrible. But the day they let me go, it was like I walked out and had this huge smile. I was looking at all the guys and they're like, "They let you go?" I was like, "Yeah,
Bro, I'm ready.
I was like, "I can't take a shot, but I might be back later."
Yeah.
I didn't go back, but
Yeah, you're like, no thanks.
yeah, I was like,
I'm
"I ain't
done."
coming back here." Screw
Yeah.
you guys.
But you feel like that experience prepared you, right? Or experience prepared you for the brand.
It was all those things adding up, and I was like, "Man, I'm not meant for this." Like, you've been saying you want to start your own deal, like, go do it. And I did some roofing for a little bit as I was getting going, but I really, once Dank started, it needed my full attention. So I'm a one-man band. Like, there's nobody else but me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I do all the marketing, the advertising. I now have a marketing director that helps me with this. But
Oh, that's awesome.
for a good year, almost year and a half, about a year and a half, it was just me. And it's still just me on the streets. I now have one guy that has been brought on recently, but up until...
That's exciting.
Yeah. But up until recently, it was just me beating my feet on the streets. But I have to do all my social media posts. And I was posting like twice a day. And it takes me 30, 45 minutes to do a post because I'm thinking of like, what do I say? All right, cool, that sounds good. And then I get halfway through and I got to delete it all. And I do that 5
You're
times.
like, nope, I don't like it.
Yeah. And then you got to think of hashtags. And then you got to do that twice a day. And yeah, no, it was too much.
So you have someone doing that
everything.
for you now.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell people that are, there's a lot of newer entrepreneurs listening that are in the audience wanting to start their own business or have a small business and want to make it bigger. What did that look like for you? How did you figure out what to post social media wise?
So one thing that my marketing director did was we started studying what other big brands are doing and looking at their posts and check, like, even all of them, the good ones, the bad ones, and then comparing them and seeing what they're saying compared to the picture and seeing what people are commenting on, and kind of going off that, because I was like, man, I don't like this. And he was like, dude, trust me. He's like, this is what's working in other brands. But really seeing what your competitors are doing. And because, I mean, it's, everybody likes what everybody else is doing. But we looked at them and that helped out a lot. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you were doing your posts, you were posting like twice a day. You got a lot of traction from that?
Yeah, I was doing good. I would just make something that was relatable to what I thought, and I got really good traction on it, so it worked.
What was your top post while you were doing it by yourself?
Man, I don't know. I had one that got like 100 likes. I think it was the new bottle picture when I posted that. Yeah, I got like 100 likes on that one.
Nice.
My business page only gets like 15, 20 likes or so.
Yeah.
It's hard for liquor brands, and they're not promoted, so you're getting shoved to the bottom of the line.
Sure. It'll get bigger, though. Now you're supposed to have the support.
Yeah, so we're going to start running some ads so that we're actually getting seen. But,
but you still grew to 200. So tell us about that journey. How did you go to 200?
Wait, what? Sorry.
So you're in over 200, you said store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
stores. So, like, tell us what that looks like. I mean, you said you were out there every day.
Yeah, so
tell like, the audience, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because some people are like, oh, I'm out there building my brand every day. But are you really out there building your brand every day?
Yeah, it'll show. But, I mean, it was just me every day. I still do it. Last week, last week. Last week I'd worked 70 hours by Thursday. It was 20 hours or 19 hours on Monday, another 15 on Tuesday, and like 14 or something on Wednesday. And then Thursday I hit like another all-dayer, and I was like, oh, shit.
Wow. Really
But
putting in the time, though. That's going to pay off.
But if you don't have people to do that for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people start brands and businesses, and they have people run things for them, and they can actually be the CEO and manage all of these people. But if you don't have those people, then you kind of have to do it yourself. But if you do, then just make sure you manage them properly. Stay on top of them, give them tasks, goals, milestones, and make sure they complete them. Give them awards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Give them incentives to get this stuff done.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you were starting out, though, before you had where you are now, and you were the one out there hitting the pavement, networking, things like that, were you bringing flyers? Were you just out there sampling? Or?
So to start off, I was taking this bottle.
Okay. That one's cool.
So the difference in the two is this is like your classic pre-prohibition look, like very simple, laid back, but old school style.
I love it.
That one fits more of our modern branding.
Very nice, very nice.
But no, I was running around with this that had no label on it.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was taking it in, and people were like, "Is that mouthwash?" And I was like, "No, man."
You're
I was
like,
it's
no,
my
it's the
liquor.
color of the bottle.
But I was just taking that around at first and then sampling people out, getting commitments. And then once we got started, I printed some little flyers off.
Oh, nice.
So I could drop it off, had the QR code.
Smart.
It had the old bottle picture back then, but
yeah.
Instagram tags, and then the QR code went to our website, and then it had a little insert of what terpenes are.
That's so cool. That's nice. So did you made all of this material yourself as well?
I had a guy that was helping me at the very beginning.
Very cool.
Wasn't the best help, but any help was good help.
Hey, yes, when you started.
It took me like 4 months to get little flyers from him, and I was like, man, that's ridiculous, man. I get it's a pandemic. I can go to FedEx right now and get them printed off.
I mean, they're nice. They're very nice.
Yeah, no, they're nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was literally just walking around handing people samples, and then the people that I actually knew that owned bars, I would leave bottles for them.
Oh, okay. So those actual connections that you had from working in the restaurant industry.
Right. Or I'd take bottles. I had a lot of empty bottles from fishing over quarantine. So I would take them and fill them up halfway or so and drop it off. And be like, hey, man, make some cocktails with this. Try some people. If y'all like it, let's bring it on.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So you equate that to like growing to 200, like just being out there grinding and
just
making
going
it happen.
Every place that I could. I had a lot of people that would tell me, oh, my brand can't go in there. We're not putting that in a dive bar.
Why?
Screw that, man. I was like, mine will go in every bar in Texas.
Yes,
I do not care.
That.
But I would just walk into stores. There's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of confidence, right? Like you're walking in, and it's like you have 7 or 8 people with their eyes on you, and like it's a lot. You get put on the spot, and they expect you to like come with it and know everything about your brand, and which you do. But you get in there, and you're like
a little nervous.
Oh, shit.
What helped you like have that confidence? Like, what helped your mentality there?
Really, I knew I had a good product. So the product sells. I would tell everybody, product sells itself. I can tell you all day about this, or do you just want to open the bottle and try it?
Yeah.
And that confidence, they'd be like, all right.
So you exuded confidence.
And then finally came to telling people, hey, you want to try some, at tastings, they'll say, hey, you want to try some of the best vodka ever made?
I love that, yeah.
And they'll look at you and be like, well, I mean,
yeah,
all right.
might as well.
Yeah.
So how did you go from that to getting in the retail stores? Like, how did that happen? You said you're in a few specs and you're in every Total Wine in the area, pretty much.
Right.
So how did that happen?
So starting off, I couldn't get picked up at any liquor stores. It's May 2020. And literally no liquor store picked me up. I'd had all of my friends my few friends that own brands, telling me like, hey, don't worry about bars. Bars are not where you need to be. You need to focus on trying to get into liquor stores. And I was telling them they won't listen to me. And they're like, just go back, just keep going. And I'm like, it's a waste of time. And so I just started plugging it into bars. And because I couldn't get distribution until I got commitments. And then, it was a really, really hard struggle getting it into bars at first. But just going in, getting them. Shoot, I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about getting into the stores.
I
I gotcha.
Um, but yeah, it was really just starting in a lot of bars and plugging it in that way, and then eventually Total Wine just picked it up because I got the notice in February of 2021. So I just plugged it all year long in as many bars as I could. In February 2021, they picked it up, put it in all their DFW stores, and it's been doing well. It's been doing real well in there. And then I guess Specs saw how many stores I was picking up, so they put it in 3 or 4 of their stores as well.
That's awesome. So they found you through bars, through the work that you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I don't really know.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
So how did you feel when you got that notice? You're like, yeah,
I was
making
really
moves.
stoked. Yeah, I was in my car. Every time I get a really good notice in my car, I like start screaming. And,
yeah, that's huge.
But yeah, and then I found out it was in a Specs in Houston.
Cool.
My little cousin, I was at my my uncle's funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. But I was there, and my little cousin Callan came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I tried your vodka."
Like what?
And I was like, "Oh shit, you're in town and you didn't tell me?" And he's like, "No, in Houston." And I said, "What? In Houston?" And he said, "Yeah, they were doing a tasting at Specs with it." And
no way, how cool
I
is
said,
that?
"What?"
How did that feel? That's a real moment.
I was like, "That's so
You're like
awesome."
floating above the clouds at this point. You're like, wait, what?
And I was like, "Are you sure it was mine?" He goes, "I swear, man, it was Dank." And I was like, "Why didn't you take a picture and send it to me?"
Yeah,
like,
you should,
what?
definitely. That's like advertising support right there.
But yeah,
That's
it's made its way, and I guess they just saw me popping up and started putting it on their shelves.
That's so cool. Have you gone to one and taken a picture by it on the shelf?
Not in Specs, but I've done a lot of Total Wines.
That's awesome.
Actually, no, I've been to a few Specs. Not all of the Specs stores, but I've been to a couple of them that have it. I think there's 3 or 4. I've been to 2 of them that have it.
Have you ever done tastings yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm the only one that does them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, for the past 2 years, it's just been me doing tastings.
Wow.
So in the month of December of 2020, sold like 400 bottles just through one store in South Mansfield. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I was just driving out to Raymond's Liquor Stop in Mansfield, which is like an hour and 15 minutes from my house.
Wow.
Like it's far, and it's so far. Like I got in that route, so for the first 2 weeks after that, I was driving so to get on the highway from my house, it's either get on 635 or 75, like right there. So it's like a joint. For the first like 2 weeks in the New Year's, I was going straight to Arlington every time I was hopping on 635. When I knew I needed to go to Dallas, I would just hop straight in and go to Arlington. But yeah, I went out there. We did like 40 something tastings, and because on some Saturdays I do 2, and I did like 40 something tastings in December. But we pushed a lot of bottles through there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I do all my own tastings. It's a little rough sometimes, but
yeah, but you'll get there. You'll get bigger where you won't have to as much.
We just brought on a tasting company, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so how is that? Is that a partnership or?
Kind of. They I give them dates for tastings, and they book the tastings at Total Wines, and I basically give them some promo stuff and a promo video, tell them about Dank, and they go do the tastings, and I'll be there to kind of follow up. So I told her, I was like, I'm going to go in there.
Anyway, because you're the entrepreneur. You're like, I want to be there. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm going to go in and secret shop them.
Oh, okay,
I told her, I was like, I'm going to go in there and ask them, like, what are terpenes? And,
don't be wearing any of your product then, or any of your gear here.
They'll know instantly because I sent them a video, right? So I made an instructional video of like, hey, guys, so I'm Trea.
Have some glasses on. Put your hood up. They won't know. But don't say anything. Just taste it.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna see what they do.
Yeah, just watch and observe.
But it'll be interesting to see because I've done all of my tastings, so now finally have somebody else out there doing it. And
how does it feel to kind of let that go a little bit? You're still hesitant, right? Because you still want to like.
Yeah, I know that. Nobody can sell them like I can, right? Obviously.
Because it's your brand.
But I mean, I was going into tastings, and it's a $40 bottle retail for a 750 milliliter, which is like double the average price, right?
Okay.
And I'll go in, and my best tastings, I'll sell 24. My personal best is 26 in 3 hours. It's pretty good.
Wow, yeah. You are great at sales.
I'm pretty good.
We need some sales tips.
Yeah, I can hustle.
Yeah.
But I know that the return from what I've been told is, hey man, just get ready. They'll probably sell 3. It's just gonna be crushing to know that I can sell this
So
many.
many.
But this is through an agency. I have several independent contractors that I'm using. They're just friends of mine that I've met and, along the way that are very passionate about it. Like, hey man, what can we do to help? We want to help promote it. And
that's cool.
so I'm taking these guys and putting them in, and I've had a couple of them do them so far, and they've done well. Like one of my girlfriends or girlfriends,
Friends is a girl.
yeah, friends is a girl.
Uh-huh.
She sold. I think her best one was like 14 or 15. So I was like, hell
Pretty
yeah,
good,
you can do them.
not being the owner, she's still passionate.
Yeah. So as long as somebody's passionate behind it and like really can push it, then it's not hard to sell it.
Right.
It sells itself.
It sells itself.
You just gotta tell people it's the best on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, can't take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't pass that up.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But yeah, I know as an entrepreneur too, sometimes it's hard to delegate because we want to have a lot of control.
Yeah.
So what helped you get to the point where you're learning to kind of, hey, I need help. I need to let this go a little bit.
Well, when I brought my marketing director on, it was a lot. So I have my girlfriend does our photography, and
awesome.
well, she was doing it. Now my marketing director does it.
Okay.
So he does all of our graphics and stuff.
Okay,
and
cool.
so she's gonna start doing the TikTok, and so like all social media is getting away from me finally.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm happy. Like I can't stand
Yeah.
social media.
You're like, please.
Yeah, I used to love it, right? Until you start a business and you're like,
It's
get
exhausting.
this thing away
I
from
know,
here. I hate
I know. I can relate. I mean, I love it. It's a love-hate relationship.
I like Facebook, but everything else, I don't like Twitter and Instagram and all the others. Like Facebook's cool.
I like Instagram the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Facebook. I don't know why it's easiest.
Yeah,
it's the
it
easiest.
is pretty easy.
And I can tell people what I'm thinking at certain times,
Yeah.
which I never do. Like I do not put any of my personal life on
I'm thinking you
social.
should drink some Dank Vodka right
I'll
now.
do that. Yeah. But speaking of Facebook, I get a lot of
Dank Vodka. Speaking of Facebook, yes.
I get a lot of for entrepreneurs out there that is everybody's like Instagram and TikTok and all this best way to market, and Facebook groups, man. I reach at least 20,000 people a week in Facebook groups. Granted, not all of them are local.
That's okay.
But I mean, I'm getting in these groups like alcohol lovers and cocktail lovers and cocktail ideas, and it's for cocktails, right? So anytime we post a cocktail, I'll post it in these groups. And one of them, it was a purple cocktail in a coupe glass with a dehydrated orange in it, and it reached like 13,000 people.
Wow. What is that drink?
And that was organic. It was called the Puddle Jumper.
Puddle Jumper, what's in it?
It was lemon juice, creme de violette, cranberry, dank, and something else.
But they can find it where? On your Facebook page?
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook, and then I think that one's on the website.
Okay.
But I might be wrong. We might have taken that one off.
Okay.
The website's full of like easy cocktails, sugar-free cocktails, and like some classics.
What's your favorite thing? I mean, other than you said, drinking it solo on the rocks. What's your favorite way to spice it up or have it with a mixed drink?
My favorites with Topo Chico.
Okay, yeah.
It tastes like Sprite.
Nice.
It literally tastes like I brought some Perrier.
Nice.
I just didn't bring cups, so I'm glad they gave us these.
Yeah, I know. That's true. I don't have a cup either.
It literally, I can cut the tops off of those.
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
bring my knife.
perfect. Yeah.
But it literally tastes like Sprite. And that's the craziest thing, because there's no grainy odor, so it doesn't smell like rubbing alcohol. And every time I mix vodka with water, it tastes like rubbing alcohol water, right? Just be honest. That's why I need lemons and limes to water it down.
Yeah, because it's just like, oh.
Yeah. So with this stuff, you mix it with water, and it tastes like living water. Like this thing's half full. I could probably fill this the rest of the way up with Dank, and you could drink it and be like, oh shit, that tastes like living water.
That's awesome. That's dangerous, but awesome.
But Topo Chico is my favorite. But if I'm going to start making cocktails, I like the Margarita or the Mojito. Mojito's really good too. Mojito's real, real good.
What do you put in the Mojito? Sounds more like my pace.
So just an ounce and a half of Dank, and then an ounce of lime juice, and then just a quarter ounce of Simple. Because all cocktails, you can do half of your sugar. Since terpenes are naturally sweet and it's already really smooth, you don't need that sugar to cut off from that grainy odors. The sugar's just there to kind of hold the citrus in. So as long as you have that little sugar there to hold it up, you really don't need all of that sugar to mask the rest of those odors.
That's awesome. So yeah, it helps you with that, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but the Margarita, the Mojito for sure.
Okay.
I like the Mojito.
How do you make the margarita?
Do an ounce and a half of Dank, ounce of lime juice, half ounce of Grand Marnier. So real easy, ounce and a half, ounce, half ounce.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Give us some good drink ideas there.
That one's really good. Use the Grand Marnier for your sugar, and that little half ounce is all you need. Shake the lime and Dank, and then just float the Grand Marnier on top. Yeah. Or you can shake the grandma if you want. But
yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. So I noticed you guys also won an award.
Oh yeah.
So tell everybody about that.
So that was in July of 2020.
Okay.
It was the USA Spirit Ratings. So back then, like, again, I'm living off of like $4,000 checks every month. And so these things cost money.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Like, these things cost money to enter into. Granted, they're $500, but whenever you have your own expenses, you have, you know, travel expenses, and you're trying to expand a brand on this tiny budget, $500 is a lot of money.
Yes.
And so I was like, you know what, screw it. And I put it in, and the results came back, and I was looking through them, and I'm looking on the page, and I couldn't find Dank anywhere. I look everywhere, and I can't find Dank. And I called them in. I'm so mad. I'm like, y'all skipped my entry, blah, blah. And they're like, no, you're just an idiot.
Like, wait,
I was like, oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. And they're like, it happens. So, like, it happens all the time. But they shot me an email, and it had gotten 94 out of 100 points. So they had said the price compared to the way the bottle looks didn't equal up. So everything else got really high points, but that. So I said, if we got 94 on this, then we should get 100 on this.
Yeah.
Cause,
definitely. The bottle's amazing.
Impeccable.
Yeah.
But we entered into 6 of them this year. So, got the San Francisco Spirit Awards, Bartender Spirit Awards, SIP Awards, USA Spirit Ratings, some international spirits contests.
Wow, international.
Yeah.
Awesome. Maybe an international brand.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
But I'm just trying to get as many gold medals as we can. It looks better, especially whenever we're going to other states.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So tell us about what's going to happen this year with the brand.
So currently we're working on getting distribution through the rest of Texas. So getting spread out into San Antonio and Houston, getting some stuff set up for South Padre during spring break.
Oh, smart.
I actually go down there on Monday this next week. Go down to Padre for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come back Thursday. Try and set we already have a few spots down there. We're trying to set some stuff up for spring break, get some parties going. We already got stuff in San Antonio. We just got back 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
There's
nice.
5 liquor stores, Alamo City Liquors in San Antonio.
Okay.
All of their stores picked it up, and then we got 6 different cocktail bars.
Wow, which ones? Or if you name a few. I know a few of my listeners are in San Antonio.
So there is Salvador Dobbs, which is in Bernie. We have the CBD Kings of San Antonio.
Oh, cool.
The place called Diggy's. It's Diggy's CBD. It was a CBD shop. They turned into a bar because all their friends would come there and drink. So they're like, man, we might as well turn this into a bar and charge these people.
Yeah.
Those guys are really awesome. If
That's a real entrepreneur right there. Maximize the profits there.
But yeah, if you're in San Antonio, definitely go see Diggy's bar. And then a place called The Modernist, where they don't have a cocktail menu. It's this little house downtown.
That one sounds neat.
It's really tight. They only allow 25 people in there at max. But they want it to where it's like you come in, you're sitting on the couch in a living room. So you walk into this house, and it literally looks like a house with a bar in it.
That's so cool.
So you can hang out with your friends in the house. No cocktail menu. You just go up to them and be like, I like citrusy sweet and, something bitter too. And they're like, sweet, got you. They're like, dude, we've had some interesting things come across, but we make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
And then Paramore at the Phipps. It's like a drag type place. It's really tight on the 5th floor. So it's got a really cool rooftop.
That's cool.
And there was 2 other ones. One was at a hotel. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah.
What about Dallas? Where can they find you here?
So biggest places I'd say are Katy Trail Ice House. We have
Nice. I love that place. Yeah.
Katy
Both
Trail.
Locations?
Just the one in Uptown.
Uptown. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can find it in Deep Ellum at Will Call. Will Call's huge supporters of the Dank. Crowdist Bar's huge supporters as well.
Okay.
And then you have Chiba Hut, Stir, Off the Cuff,
Stir.
Anvil. Well, never mind. Anvil's no longer there. Rest in
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's okay. Come back stronger.
Yeah. We got Deep Sushi, Freeman, but other big accounts are Reservoir in Las Colinas. We got Stir in Addison, and then Common Table in Frisco, Trophy Park in Frisco, Sushi Marquee in Frisco.
Nice.
Basically,
Starter is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically anywhere in Denton. Go anywhere in Denton and you have Dank. And then Reservoir Fort Worth, and then tons of places on West 7th, and working on Billy Bob's at the moment.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we got a lot of spaces and growing. So
That's awesome.
Growing every day. I locked down 5 accounts today because one had 3 different attached to it.
Wow,
so,
congratulations.
yeah.
Which ones are those?
Matt's
Matt's
Rancho Martinez or I think it's Matt's Rancho Martinez.
Okay, nice.
So it's over kind of by Greenville area.
Oh, that's a great area. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
That's awesome. So what's some words of wisdom or advice that you have, as a young entrepreneur for people that need to sell their products? Like what really helps you? I mean, obviously, knowing you've got something good, having that confidence. What are some other tips that really just help you? Because, I mean, I think your sales for your tastings is phenomenal. Like, that's a very high number. I mean, I don't know because I'm not selling alcohol for my job, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm sure
no,
statistically
it's
that's
good.
actually really probably pretty high ratio. So what helps you stand apart besides those 2 things? Is there anything else that really gives you that cutting edge that you feel like it could really help people, or books that you listen to, anyone that inspires you, maybe other podcasts? Like,
I don't listen to a whole lot of Gary Vee anymore, but when I did, it was the one thing that stuck with me was feed your company, don't feed yourself. Right? Like,
that's good.
Yeah, take care of yourself, but like, I don't need to go out and buy a $500 pair of boots.
No.
I don't need to go out and buy a pair of jeans every weekend. Give me 2 or 3 for the year, and boom, we're good to go, man.
Right.
Give me one pair of boots for the next 5 years, I'm good to go.
That's true. Quality over quantity.
Yeah. But and always have an end game, but having a plan and giving yourself goals and milestones. And really the biggest thing, is one thing that I personally need to keep up with more, is once you have that business plan, every 90 days you should be going back to that business plan and revising your business plan and be like, okay, did we meet those goals? Cool, we didn't, and if we didn't, that's fine. We'll put them on here for the next 90 days, and we're going to make new goals, and then you should be doing that every night. I haven't done it in like 6 months, so I'm kind of slacking.
Wow, you take your own advice there.
Yep. But that is
but
something
I say you're
that
still
helped
doing
me.
pretty good, because I think you're out there making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it helped me get to where I'm at now.
So you need to go back and do it and double down.
Double down. But now that I got people, so I got
Yeah.
very busy over the past year.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised I did it for the first half of the year. But now that I got people coming in to help me, I'll probably get to it in the next week or
That's
two.
awesome.
Once everything chills down from Vegas, then
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going to Vegas for the brand?
Yes, so I go to Padre Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I fly out Friday morning for Vegas. One of my buddies, Ocho, Steven Peterson, fights in the UFC.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So
Shout out Ocho.
Yeah, shout out Ocho. Follow Ocho TV on Instagram.
Okay, nice.
As well as YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel.
Okay,
so,
cool.
But yeah, he's been coming up. He's had some really awesome fights lately. He's been winning, and he's just super focused. Like, he's super focused. We asked him, like, hey man, like, what do you do in your off time? He said, man, I only have a certain amount of fights every year. He said, so that's my paycheck. I'm focused on that paycheck, and then once I get that, I have fun for a week or two, and then I get back to focused on my next paycheck. And I'm like, that's pretty tight, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fights at the Apex in Vegas, February 5th.
Nice. Okay.
I believe 8:39.
Okay.
So look close on the UFC. You might see me standing there.
And you'll be there with some vodka.
Yeah. So I don't know if they'll let me wear this because
No,
their stuff is very like we can't say Dank or he can't say Dank. Can't have a banner that says Dank. None of that. But I will be on the sidelines. So if they will let me wear this back there, then make sure you look between the cages. Right? You might see me.
I'll be there.
I'll be standing like this the whole time.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
But no, it'd be really cool. And we got a mansion he rented a mansion. One of my buddies is the cannabis activist and the cannabis cultivist of the year.
Wow.
And he lives in Vegas, so he's gonna be supplying the party with CBDs and his cannabis and stuff. So that'll be fun.
And the Dank Vodka, of course.
Yeah, so we're doing a huge. I mean, it's gonna be a huge video, right? We're making a huge one of shoot, what's his name? He's a rapper, but he's one of Ocho's buddies, and I've heard of him, and he's like getting kind of like pretty popular. But
I can't remember his name. You gotta look it up for us. You can't leave us hanging with that.
But he's gonna be there, and they're doing a music video, and I was like, that's perfect. Dank in a music video, and he's like, yeah, man, all of this content's gonna be for us to use. And
that's awesome. So these are people that you knew, right? Okay. And then for South Padre, did you make those connections happen, or?
That's an awesome story. So, my investor, one of my investors is the county commissioner for Cameron County.
Okay.
So that's Brownsville, South Padre, and all that. Basically anything that comes into town down there, any kind of money that comes in, he's got his name in it, right?
Okay.
And he's got to give his approval and like, yep, you're good to go. So everybody loves Joey.
Yeah.
You go down there and be like, hey, Joey Lopez sent me. And they're like, Joey, we love Joey. And I'm like, oh, this is so easy. Yeah, thank you. Granted, it wasn't as easy because we had to get those guys to order so many times because specs wouldn't put it in their warehouses, right? So it was a little difficult, but it was really like getting out down there was awesome. San Antonio loved it just because it was dank and they're like a huge cannabis forward town.
Yeah.
And Houston's gonna love it because it's the South. H-Town's all about the dank.
H-Town.
But Padre loved it just because nobody ever goes out there. I probably just gave away a secret, but they don't get a lot of reps out there. I mean, they do. But nobody really likes traveling down there. But we got a really good steak down there.
That's a great thing, though. You just shared a great tip is kind of going where people don't want to go.
Find places that nobody's at, and it's those little small getaway places that are like your little gems. And people love, and there's people that live there full times, and they love to drink because for our island life,
That's great. I love it.
I'm gonna ask him what the
ask him. We gotta get that info. That's so awesome. So how does it feel? So you have a new guy as well that you just hired, right? So he's gonna be helping you with sales.
Yes. So Mike helps with on-premise sales. Mike's helping with bars and restaurants.
Okay,
a little bit of retail, but mostly bar and restaurants.
Okay, that's awesome. How does it feel to have your team growing?
I love it. Yeah.
Exciting. Huh?
It's very cool. So I obviously didn't take on giant investments to be able to take care of people. So we offered little tiny chunks into the company. Like, hey, it's nothing right now, but if you believe in this and you can see where this thing is going,
and this
tiny little chunk could be a giant chunk later on. And so my marketing director, my sales guy, they're all like, yeah, man, we totally see where this is going. We want to push this and make it to what it is. That's awesome.
So, are they going to be working with you full time or on a part time basis? Full time,
forever.
Full time forever. He said you're not leaving.
Forever.
Forever. He has your soul. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But hey, if you can buy into a company though, that's huge. Like that's huge.
Yeah, so my buddy Mike...
You're giving them something very valuable, actually.
My buddy Mike said, hey, man, he said it perfectly, like exactly how I explained it. He said, man, you're just like Apple back in, 19 or 2000. He's like, I'm buying it at the beginning. I was like, dude,
smart.
I'm glad you get this, man.
Yeah, smart. So true, I love it.
And I know that we can make it to what it is,
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've never had that many people tell me this is really good, and I hate vodka.
Yeah.
So
I like vodka, actually.
I get a lot of people that really don't, and they try it, and they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But you got to try this stuff.
Yeah, we got to try it. we going to try one?
Yeah.
Try some? Wrap up the interview with some personal tasting right here with the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the fancy Perrier. I can't even say it right.
Perrier.
I'm not. Good thing this is not my field. You tell us what we have here.
Yeah, so Perrier, same thing as Topo Chico, just mineral water.
Mineral water.
But just that and Dank literally tastes like Sprite. That's really cool. Do you want to use your cup?
Yeah, sure. Should I drink some more water? Probably. Drink most of it, chugging it down there.
Drink that a little bit.
Okay, finish it off.
Boom.
Master expert right here. Taste testing.
But yeah, I just found this out like 2 months ago.
You're good. What?
So I've been telling everybody.
Oh, like
Everywhere I go, I'm like, you gotta try this. Tastes like
figuring
Sprite.
it out. So you play around with it a lot, right? Just kind of
Tons.
like.
I usually put it with water. It'll taste like lemon water. I won't make you drink alone.
Yeah, I was like, wait, we gotta cheers or something. Smells good. I just like the smell.
All right, so there's none of those grainy odors. It doesn't smell like rubbing alcohol.
No.
Right.
I smell a little fruit.
You might get the Fruity Pebbles.
I kind of smell it. It smells good. Yeah. It's like, I smell like lemony. It smells like, yeah. I smell it. Well, cheers to your success.
Thank you.
I was going to do that joke later. Thank you very much. Oh, it's really
like
good.
a flat Sprite almost. Right?
I taste the flavors. I taste lemon.
You want some more?
Yeah, I for sure taste lemon. What do you taste? Because you said you've tasted different things.
I kind of get Fruity Pebbles right now.
Fruity Pebbles?
I always get, it's either lemon, orange, or Fruity Pebbles. I haven't tasted any tangerine. I don't like tangerine, so...
I taste more like lemon.
Lemon?
Really. But it smells like Fruity Pebbles to me, but it tastes like lemon.
I had a guy
now I have a little bit of Fruity Pebble taste.
Yeah, it'll come on the back end. It's weird. But a lot of that flavor and heat,
smooth.
right? And it doesn't burn your throat. I mean, that's hot vodka with barely cold Perrier.
It's like warming me up because it's cold outside, but it's smooth. It's very smooth.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Well, yeah, he's right. His product sells itself.
Right?
He sold me right now. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. That's
Dank is dank. You ever drink?
Dank is dank. Dank is drink. I never drank. Say that 5 times fast. That's a struggle. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
You go first.
Yes. Well, no, no, I can't. That's for another day and another time, but not right now. But that's awesome. Well, I'm really appreciative of you coming on here today and sharing with everybody your journey and your story. And I think it's a huge inspiration. And I think you really showed people, like, if you want to make something happen, you got to grind it out. And I think you're a great testament to that. But it pays off. Like, now you have a team coming on. You're in, like, all these different places. You're getting awards. You're getting to go and travel different places to make music videos, support your friends, you know, and go on some trips and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see your growth. I mean, that's huge already, and during a pandemic, no less. So it's just gonna get bigger. Yeah, which I think is awesome. So tell everybody how they can connect with you.
So on Facebook we are at Dank Spirits, but Instagram is Dank Vodka, and TikTok. We just got a TikTok. We got one video.
Yeah, hey, gotta start somewhere.
Doing big things.
Doing big things, making money moves.
TikTok is Dank Vodka, and then you can go to dankspirits.com.
Nice. Okay.
And we have all this merch plus a lot more that's coming out. So we have waffle beanies, these regular beanies, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, Crop hoodies for girls, V-necks for girls, shirts for guys, long sleeve shirts.
Dang, it's got it all.
Flat bills, bar keys, all kinds of stuff.
Wow. Okay.
But that'll be on hopefully by the end of this week, but I've been telling everybody February 1st just to be safe. But once it does, you can follow me on Facebook. My Facebook name's Trea Sample. But I post a lot of stuff on my Facebook as well as the business page, but I get a lot of traction on my personal page as well. So follow both of them. You'll see it on either one.
Okay, so they'll be able to buy the merch through you, not at locations, right? But it'll be like online or through
it'll be
you.
online.
Okay.
It's drop shipping, so everything's on demand. We have a few different designs so that you can pick from. So our branding's really cool. We got a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it, the flourishes and all that. So
yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's very sophisticated.
Yeah, thank you.
I like
I was just going for something simple.
Yeah,
you know,
I like it.
like
But it has like
premium.
but it has like that, like, you know, sophisticated look.
Yeah. That sleek professional look.
Yeah, I like it.
So the whole idea behind it was like for our lunch party we were gonna do like John Wick theme.
Oh, cool.
So you had a little pin and that was VIP, and then your coin got you a free drink.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
But everything behind this is like
when was that?
It was supposed to be in April, but we're still kind of planning on when we'll do the official launch party.
Okay, well, I'll get a VIP invite to that, I'm sure.
But it's still gonna, you will. It's still gonna be the same thing. My whole like branding is all. When I saw John, like my buddy put together a mood board about John Wick, and I was like, oh, I love it.
That's so cool. I love that.
Super badass.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, anything else you want to share with everybody before we let them go for the night?
I will say that these bottles are still in the stores, and the last of them, literally the last of them, are in the stores. So whatever is left of these classic vintage bottles are just what's on the shelf. So I made these to be a collector's edition. Since we are the world's first terpene liquor brand, I wanted to have like a collector style bottle that's old school, and then do this modern style that everybody else will get. These are only in DFW. So if you do like to collect bottles, that's why I did it. I like to collect things. But these will only be in the stores for probably another couple weeks, and they'll be gone. So if you do like to collect bottles,
y'all better go get it.
So I tell everybody Tito's is America's original. We're the world's original. So
I love that. That's so awesome.
Never know.
Well, I have to say the joke one last time. Thank you very much for being a part of the Double E podcast show tonight.
I love it.
We're excited that we had you and excited to share on your success and your journey.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys stay tuned to the next episode of Double E Elevating Entrepreneurs.